Hello there. Welcome to another exciting installment of my program here on the Twitch. So glad you could join me. I gotta just spit there. That was gross. Sorry about that. Tonight we're going to be playing a little video game they call Vampyr. Or perhaps it's Vampyr. I'm not sure which. But that's what we're going to be playing. I'm going to find out if this game's any good. This is the first time that I have played it. I was excited and anticipatory about its release. And then it came out, and I didn't have any money. And then it went on sale, and I still didn't have any money. Then it went off of sale, and I still didn't have any money. So I waited for it to go on sale again, which it did. There's an ongoing theme about me not having any money. That's fairly consistent throughout. But then, PlayStation Plus released it for free. So I was like, woohoo! And then I read some reviews and they said it's crap. But fuck them. I'm going to play it anyway. It's going to be a good time. We're going to find out what it's like to be a vampire and a doctor. And how we do both of those things at the same time. Can you do both of those things at the same time? Who knows? I guess if your patients are willing to let you make house calls at night. That was weird. I'll go with that one. No, we'll make it in the middle. Middle slot. It'll be fun. Hello there, Lily. It's a pleasure to see you. Is it just me, or does the game look very dim? It looks very dim to me. I'm gonna turn it up just a scotch. Set brightness. I'm thinking an 8, a 9 for you guys. That seemed a little bit more reasonable. It looked very, very dark. On here on my TV, not so much, honestly, because I've gotten used to this dynamic, and I've decided that it's a better idea to have my television on a low brightness, and then you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put some subtitles on there. Subtitles medium. Sure. Name a speaker? Why not? Couldn't hurt. I like that there's a small and a medium, but not a large. Easier to see, but I will have to see the game in action. Yeah, we'll be curious. Let's go ahead and start a new game of Vampyr. Story mode. Play Vampyr with low challenge. This will cut an important part of the experience, but will allow you to enjoy the story and explore with little danger. Combat is very easy. There's no reward for finishing this mode without killing any citizens. Okay. Play the original Vampyr experience. Character progression is faster if you kill citizens. Combat difficulty is linked to the number of citizens you kill. Hard mode. Play Vampyr in a more challenging way. Your power as a vampire is tied to the citizens you choose to embrace. Enemies are harder to kill and hit harder. Experience points rewarded by killing enemies in combat are reduced. Well, I guess I'll go with normal mode. Because why the hell wouldn't I? Like, oh, what? Boring or annoying? Yeah, I think I'll go with the middle way. As in so many things. And I'll play it for a little while and I'll be like, fuck, I should have played this on easy. But what are you gonna do? Hey, it's a fun line on my screen. Filling up with red. It looks almost like a bloodline.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
A very bleak outlook on all of that stuff, man. Maybe you better cheer up, you know?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss.
Immortality does seem like hell to me.
Harshness, and be born once more.
A little muffled. Yeah, waking up in a pile of corpses would be, I think I'd be a little freaked out. Oh! Hey Chris, how you doing? No, I haven't played this before. It's my first playthrough. I suppose I should have figured out from Shathis, that you were indeed my brother. But hello, brother! Brother! Welcome to the stream. In here with you also is my friend Lynn, the Norwegian, who taught me most of my language skills and is just an all-around good person. I'm just starting the game out. I haven't played it yet. I'm very stumbly. Perhaps if I had a shovel as a way to, like, brace myself against... No? Alright. Can't pick up a shovel. A lot of blood on the ground. My whole world appears to be centered around blood for some reason. I wonder what's happened. I think there might be something wrong with me.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
So very thirsty. Hey, listen, I'm gonna need to talk to you, ma'am. Can I have a word? I can't hear anything she's saying.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no. Mary!
I played through it like 6 months ago, did a no embrace playthrough, which is a pain. You have to literally do every side quest to get enough XP to stay decently leveled. Oh. Well, won't that be nice? I done drained all the blood directly out of my sister. That is a horrific concept. It would be bad enough waking up and realizing that you had just done this to any person, but if it was your sister, that would be really, really screwed up.
It's a nightmare.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
Okay, gonna need to get going.
These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is
Alright,
a
so I've got a
nightmare.
decent run on me.
I need to get out of here.
Can I climb? Nope, I can't.
This can't be happening.
Sorry, jump button. Alright, I've gotta
No! Please! Stop!
slam into those
I mean
things.
you no harm.
It's like a shoulder
What's
swing.
going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Nice.
Shit, where'd it go?
I'm a check there.
I can defend myself.
Kill that thing!
Who are you? Stay back!
I don't want to hurt you. I gotta go. We've established that I'm a peaceful man and that I don't want to kill people. Oh boy. Ow! Stop shooting me,
Who
asshole.
are you? Stupid beast!
Aha! It's a dodge. I got it. Okay. That's fun. Oh, well, I seem to have really cocked it here, haven't I? Gonna need you to fuck off just a bit.
Sorry.
I'm sorry! Aren't we all?
No, please, stop! Let's see how it looks. Who are you? Bloody least! What do you want?
Hello there.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
Okay. Yeah, I get a feeling I'm gonna have to kill a lot of people.
Feels like it's burning me to the bone.
Aggravated damage.
I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! It's locked.
It's locked. Surprise! Can I take his gun? No?
It's locked, all right.
Well, I can't bloody go through this way, can I? The sun was coming out over
Is anybody
there.
there? What is this place?
I'll just take shelter in this crack house.
Seems abandoned.
This Victorian crack
Should be
house.
safe enough here.
Ye olde crack manor.
Brother. What have you done?
Well, what I did was
Mary!
I bit your neck and then
Mary!
drank your blood.
Mary,
Let that clarify.
I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Oh. Well, isn't that lovely? Mind if I just go ahead and nab your pocket watch, love? I'll be playing through this old game in a terrible Cockney accent, I will. It's going to be a chuffing good time.
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve. That's impossible.
It's interesting that I seem to have, like, flashback memories by touching certain things. So this terrible ghoul here must have been the one what bit me. And then they killed it. And then knocked me out a window. Is the only theory I've got going. Let's have a look in the old mirror. See what we see.
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as wool.
Who goes there?
Peaky Blinders after midnight.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
Oh. Alright, so I've...
No! I still have so much to accomplish.
Rather full of yourself, aren't you?
I still have so much left that needs doing.
Oh, okay. I've got 5 shillings I have now. That's enough for a pint down at the old pub. Now, if you can find me another 5 shillings, I'll get meat pies. Ah, good. I can take some heroin as well. Good night, sweet prince. Maybe lay off the juice. Oh. Were you successful in your attempt? No? Doesn't look like the side of your head's blown out.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now! No. There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
I put my hand on him for just long enough.
Fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Okay, so I was not the best doctor.
No,
So much for that Hippocratic oath.
never got easy.
Yeah, okay, so there is blood on the wall behind him. Yeah, he definitely shot himself. It just, I'm not seeing a whole lot of damage to the side of the head, you know. 15th of October. Bad sleep. Becky coughed all night and fever made her delirious. I heard a loud noise in the morning. It's a big machine some men brought by the banks to dig a big hole in the ground. It was some sort of mechanical shovel. Maybe I could go there and ask for some work. Becky needs medicine. 16th of October. I talked to the men with the mechanical shovel. They told me that I'm not going to read this whole thing on stream. I can't do that. Because I got a feeling this is going to be... Chris, throw me a bone here. A lot of things to read, I'm guessing. Probably going to miss out on most of the characteristics of the game. Movement seems a bit herky-jerky. The way that you're like perfectly still. Camera stays still for a second when you start running. Ah! It's like he's trying to get away from the cameraman. And like looks over his shoulder. He's like, "Oh Jesus! Ah! Ah!" And just takes off. It's a shame because I actually am normally like a big lore guy. Make sure to pick it up even if you don't read it because some of the some of it affects stats. Okay. Yeah, I mean I'm gonna pick it all up, but I just don't know if on stream, if people are really going to want me to go through. I mean, I could just do just a series of different and terrible voices and accents for the whole of the game. New collectible. Leeches do not fear the sun or fire, and they do not burst into flames or ashes when they are caught under rays of daylight, but it hurts them good. Really good. I have personally chained a vampire to a tree to see what would happen when the sun rises. Its skin blackened in a few minutes as if it was burning from the inside. Its eyes and flesh melted, and I saw its unholy bones move and squeal as the beast tried to escape all day long. In the end, only a desiccated corpse remained, which started to slowly regenerate when the sun disappeared behind the horizon. I cut its head off to finally destroy it, and when I tried the same test with fire, the bloody leech never came back from the ashes. Fire is our good weapon of choice, brothers. To burn the beast is the best way to kill it for good. Interesting. We are in the midst of a full-blown vampire crisis in this town.
I can almost feel the sun's rays like a physical weight pressing against the wood.
Interesting.
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
Fair enough.
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
Fair enough. Won't be able to chat too much. Still working, but thought I'd tune in for a bit. Oh, well, that's sweet of you, babe. Like, oh, no, that's Chris. That's my brother talking. I thought that was. I got a feeling for a second that was that was Indigo popping in. I was quite wrong. Well, nonetheless, Chris, that's sweet of you then to pop in and do that. I guess maybe I'll have a little lie down.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all.
Well, through the power of deductive reasoning, we figured out exactly what's happened. Had to tune in and see what's up. Leonia22! Nice to meet you. Unless, of course, I already know you, in which case, thanks for popping in. But if indeed you are new to the stream, willkommen! Oh, I think I'm gonna kill myself. I'm very sad about chewing on my sister.
Rational thinking only.
If you were rational, you'd put it to your head. Oh! Wouldn't happen to be a first name that begins with A, would it? Vampyr. As a general rule, I try not to use people's actual names on the stream unless they self-identify. Yeah, too bad about that whole shooting yourself in the chest thing not working so great, boss. Then I've got you pinned, sir. I know exactly who you are. Well, you bloodied up your shirt some. Made a mess of your bed.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is. As mad as the moon. Who changes blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Okay. Hideout beds allow you to evolve and rest. Spend experience points to level up and improve your vampiric skills. Autophagy. Begin by selecting the available skill Autophagy. You drain your own blood to heal normal and aggravated damage instantly. Okie dokie. Seems like a useful thing to know how to do. I've unlocked it. So now I can heal myself. What else can I learn? Claws. Blood spear. Throw a spear made of blood which can pass through enemies in front of you. That's cool. Shadow Mist. Place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. Interesting. Defensive. Blood Barrier. You create an invisible barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. You will block your target's blood in their... Wait. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Oh god, that would be horrible. If you could just cause, like, a random... Like a... Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cause a blood clot in you. That's awful. You have enough XP to unlock an aggression skill. Choose one to unlock now. Well, do I want Claws, a close-range strike that will cut through the living creatures in front of you, or do I want Blood Spear? Because that looks like fun. Place a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. As much as I like explosives, I like the symbolism of Blood Spear, like an icicle of blood that I can huck through people. That seems pretty rad. Now select Confirm to save your choices. Okie dokie.
Voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Sounds fair enough. Alright, well, let's go ahead and find out how autophagy works. Well, I've got full health, so I guess I can't really do that now, can I? I'm not looking so hot. People are probably going to take one look at me and go, that guy's a vampire.
Where is it? It's closed.
Guess I better
These
go.
people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Indeed you do, sir. Indeed you do. It would be quite wise to make haste.
Here's the leech. Here!
Whoop! How'd I do that?
My head's spinning.
Well, if that's the worst thing that happened to you today,
It's locked.
it's locked. I'm scarcely a beast, sir. Ah, free machine. Jesus Christ! Offhand weapon can be used by pressing triangle. Attacks with special effects and consumes stamina. Okay. Okay. Alright. So I've got a regular weapon. And I've got a fun stabby weapon. I got it. Let's call them Hacky and Stabby. Hacky and Stabby.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go
Must
back
I?
out. It's locked, all right.
Rightio. Hello, mate. Press triangle to use your stake and inflict stun damage.
Die, vermin! There's one of them vermin!
Press bite on a stunned enemy. Skills and also refills your health gauge. Nom, 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 nom.
There's a strength I never knew I had.
Oh, perhaps I shouldn't have killed him. R1 to unleash it. Jesus Christ!
This one stinks already. It ain't human! Kill it!
This shouldn't be possible.
He's dead!
I need your blood. And quite a bit of it, actually. I mean, I'm gonna need, like, most of your blood. Is what I'm saying.
Every fiber of my being is a fire.
Alright, so that's... Oh, hey! Hello! How are you? Mind if I borrow some of that blood? Check this out. You've got a shotgun? Oh. You've got a shotgun. I've got a shotgun.
My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Yeah, had we not worked that out yet? The part about clearly not being human yet. The feeding on blood, the launching of projectiles made out of viscera. None of that had occurred to you to make you think that perhaps we weren't entirely human anymore. Is that it? You great tit. This guy was a doctor when he was alive. He just, you know, got kind of dumb when he became a vampire, I guess. There we go. Alright, I got plenty of shillings. Ooh, what's this? Hello. Quarantine. Contagious disease. One shall enter or leave quarantine area without written of the local health authority. An authorized employee of the blank shall alter, destroy, or remove this card. Violating this regulation will be fined. Dandy. Like sour candy. Alright, well that's it. You're in for it now because I'm going to read posters. Your king and country needs you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front. Oh, it's the same thing.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Uh-huh.
It's locked.
It's locked. Hello, rats. Oh, no! Oh, that's just... it's just like, Bloodlines. Or,
I can't
Redemption.
believe I'm doing this.
Oh, I can. Oh, I made a snack of them.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Jolly good, pip pip cheerio. Blimey. Etc, etc. Oh, wait, no, I can probably flip across that, huh? Well, that's neat.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Lot of tinned beans, pork, that sort of thing lying around here. Ooh! Someone left about some shillings. 13 shillings and sixpence. Just gonna go ahead and eat some eat some rats.
Thirst for blood.
Yeah, we know. It's been established.
What will London have to say to me?
Very little, I would imagine.
I cannot enter. I've so many questions unanswered.
Yes, you're very dark and brooding. We get it. That was 10 old shillings, that was. Reckon I've got to be close to £1 by now.
Another
There sure are a
Very
lot of them.
streets of London become a mausoleum.
A mausoleum? This fella looks like he had it bad.
The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it.
Well, it is kind of everywhere.
I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Or perhaps there's just a whole lot of vampires out there. L3, huh? Ooh, okay.
The smell is so strong.
Now we're into some sinking city vibes here with this tracking business. I could track it, or I could do a little bit of exploring. Which would you do? Aluminum shard and grease. What, the movie?
This is a slaughterhouse.
Oh, God, yes, it appears to be. But it's full of money.
It's locked.
Bugger. So, as a vampire who can just apparate at will, I don't have the ability to unlock this chest. Troubling. Can I... What the hell? Oh. Interesting. Can I go... Can I crouch? Is there... I got triangle. I've got dodge backwards. I've got run forwards. I've got swing this. I've got stab that. L2 thus far does nothing. L1 does nothing. You guys let me know, incidentally, backseat driving, totally allowed. Let me know if you want me to actually, like, I don't know, follow the quest line and, like, investigate the thing that they told me to investigate, or if you want me to wander around a bit, because I do shit like this just instinctively, and, that can get a tad boring. I mean, to watch, if you're you, and not me. It's fun for me. I'm having fun. But I don't want to bore you. This is a shared experience that we have together.
It's locked, all right.
Wandering around is fine by you? Well, that's good. Foley cover straw.
There's nobody here.
Can't enter, house is empty. I wonder, can I enter, like if it's an occupied dwelling, but they're not present? Does, you know the whole rule about being a vampire and you can't go in, hello, baby! Like a vampire
There's no one in sight.
can't enter a dwelling without permission. Obviously, I went into that house, but that house was abandoned. There was nobody who was alive still in there, so I could go in that one. But like, if there's somebody who lives in this house, but that person is out of the house, do you suppose my vampire senses pick up on that? And I'm just like, nah, I can't go in there, not till they die. It posed a lot of questions about the whys and the hows of it all. Why is that even a rule? I don't know. Vampires are polite. They're old-fashioned.
It's locked, all right.
Now, mind, I'd like to point out once again, I was able to turn myself into a puff of black smoke, zip across an open gap, and then reincorporate into human form. But this gate way out of limits for me. I cannot get past that.
Where has everyone gone?
Where has everyone gone? Where have all the flowers gone? See? Right up there. We're good. A new hideout is available. Ah! Back into an old crack den. Fabulous. The ability to refill all. Hey, maybe I can do something at this workbench. Crafting. On a workbench, you can craft medical treatments to heal sick citizens, serums to boost yourself, weapon upgrades to upgrade and to improve and customize your weapons. Interesting. Some metal which prevents your dark magic, perhaps? Haha, the foreigner tries to talk fancy and old world vampire like. The myths are scarcely any more or less foreign to you than they are to me. I mean, the vampire is it's a European myth. You got probably more claim to it than I do. Although I don't think that the Norse... Did the Norse have vampires in their mythology? I know Strigoi is a Ukrainian thing, or... No, a Romanian thing. Quick tip. Avoid sleeping, especially early, and more people will get sick. Really? What? Why would sleeping make people sick? I'm getting... I'm the trash man. I'm in your garbage. For looking away when they mock my color. I hate myself. For crying like a girl when they insult me. I hate myself. For swearing like a boy when they're gone. I hate myself. For hating my parents. I hate myself. For smiling when customers call me Sad Brina. I hate myself. For never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel. I hate myself. The sickness stuff is a primary mechanic of the game. You'll figure it out. Alright. Wagwan Mandem. Mednam... Now... Got what? The Nye guy, are you... Is it... What? Wagwan Mandem. Are you talking about the Native American vampire myth? I've just completely baffled me. It's discovered a hint. It reveals a secret about a citizen or someone related to them. Okay. As a vampire, you need human blood to evolve. The blood quality bar indicates the XP you will earn if you feed on this citizen. Unlock hints, increase the amount of XP. Okay. Again, I'm also going to try for a no killing my friends thing. Wagwan Mandem? Now I have no idea. With some London times? You've baffled me. Excuse me. Is there anybody in there?
I cannot enter.
Alright, I'm gonna follow the blood. Baffled. Pah! Guess who just got a chug redeem notification. This guy... What? No. No, 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 no. You don't... No, 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 no. 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 No, you don't have a chug redeem. You do not. You can't possibly have that many points. I should have... I gotta kill that thing before this gets bad. I don't want to chug... Again, it's... We'll chug drink for 500 bits. We'll chug drink for money But for stream points, I can't. I should have fucking deleted it. I gotta. Oh my god. Do you have, like, I'm like sweating. I'm like nervous now because you said that. Unknown. Blood quality. I don't know anything about this, guys. Or his blood quality. Ah, there's people in here.
A little life.
Damn it. I think.
Yeah, but the blood led me here.
Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar. Maybe some of the locals saw him.
This sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Maybe. Hello there, floor girl. Wagwan is roadman talk. Wagwan means what's going on.
Hello, sir.
Hello!
All right. Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
Alright, I'm pausing it because I fell behind. I fell behind on the chat. It's derived from Jamaican immigrants that emigrated to London. Ah, okay. Wagwan. Yeah, okay, alright, I could see that. Never heard about vampires in Norwegian folklore. There's a famous monk painting called Vampyr, but he must have learned about it from other cultures. The Crick is mighty. I could go deep with deep, but it would get more confusing. Bear pang in it, fam. See, that's that just makes me think of like bare and penger from like Norwegian. Bear pang in it, fam. I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to translate for me, North Ireland. What is going on? What is this place?
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
What about the epidemic?
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
You mean the authorities aren't doing anything about the epidemic? Go on.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
Bear means a lot. Pang means good or great. In it means isn't it? Well, yes, I knew in it. Interesting. Well, the whole fam thing. We've got that over here too. It's more refers to, like, you know, buddies or whatever. Like the whole thing, the barber meme, where it's like, "What you want, fam?" And the guy's like, "I want my hat to look like a bucket," and then he's like, "Say no more." And then they just show a picture of a guy whose hair looks like a bucket. You know, that's it's one of my favorites, actually. So yeah, we've got fam over here as well. But I just want to talk.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Rando covered in blood pops in your bar, and you just like, "Please, I'd just like it if you'd talk to me. Can we have a nice conversation? I understand you're scrubbing the floor, but I'm a man. You should talk to me. It's fun. Isn't it fun for women while they're working to talk to men?"
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yeah, man. Of blood.
I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
It's a great camera angle.
Seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Oh, you're an upbeat one, aren't you? Did anyone enter this bar?
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Little butt cheeks. That's what I thought when he said wee buns as well. Ah, that's wee buns.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Is it? A long night? How
Why
so?
is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Yeah, I'm covered in human blood. Are you not concerned that perhaps I'm involved in them?
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Well, it seems like this isn't a great part of town. I'm looking for someone
who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Did he now? How long has he been here?
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
But he rented it for the entire week.
Who is this man?
Should tell you when he's going to leave right there.
What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
Was it me?
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
What exactly do you think I'm planning? With all this blood on my shirt.
No place for you. Freewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Fair enough.
Slowly, vampire.
Hey, whoa, hey, what's with the Jesus there? Let's take it easy.
Present yourself.
I need a word. Anyone?
Would you mind putting that down for just a second? It's very bright is all.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
This guy's just cool. He's like, alright, so you're a vampire, but don't fuck with me. But, what's up? Ooh, that's a nice lantern he's got there.
And who might you be?
My name is, I don't know.
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
I followed some
That's
bloody
none of your
footprints here.
concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I am also a victim.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here, too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
I like how he did just chill
Edgar
out.
Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Okay, so you're just like chilling with vampires, and you're cool with that? Help me.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
It appears to me that perhaps whoever you were just talking to might be that shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
You
How would
seem
you do
a
any
little
better
too
than I?
dandy.
But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Well, I was just going to ask him some questions.
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
I'm not done here. Can I talk to you for a little while longer, sir?
Please, leave me alone.
For fuck's sake. Obviously, somebody took off out this window, and obviously they were a vampire. Can you provide me with no additional information?
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Now you listen to me, you drunken fuck!
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
That's very cute, sir.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Yes, and who is this sewer dog?
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
Sounds like something you might have done.
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Is that why you get drunk on the regular? To forget.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
I don't trust that man, I'm afraid.
He didn't deserve this.
You seem distressed.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I need to know... Well, I'm just going to come at her full-blown Mulder. I want the truth!
To Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
And... Can you tell me about him?
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
It is a combination of my blood from having shot myself after doing something that made me very sad. And the blood of my sister, whom I bit and killed, which is the thing that made me very sad. I kind of woke up in a corpse pile pit and stumbled around, and I guess maybe she was looking for me? And I was in a haze. Everything was very gray. I just saw delicious-looking veins, and so I walked toward them and then bit them. And then reality sort of faded in around, and I realized that those veins kind of were inside of my sister, and that she was, well, dead. So I'm a little bummed out about that, and now I want to know how I became a vampire, why I was made a vampire, and who do I have to fucking kill to get revenge for my dead sister. So that's what's on my mind at the moment.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
A lot of loading around this one.
I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have.
Yes. A few answers.
Sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Ah, yes. But I'm not asking about a stranger, now am I? I'm asking about WILLIAM!
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
And why? Lie to me about it.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he to you?
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
How was he tonight?
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Do you have any reason to suspect that this man might be dangerous?
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. Can barely stand up most of the time.
Well, that's all well and good, but I still need to find him!
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
That's fair enough. Actually seems like you're a fairly good friend. You didn't rat him out even though you've had a disagreement.
He didn't deserve this.
And yet at the exact same time, you won't stand for him mistreating himself. It's respectable.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
It's good for you. Good for you, Jonathan. Well, that's... Oh, he dead.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood.
Examine... pick up the note.
What's this? Some sort of note.
"30th of October. From G. McCullum to Docks Patrols. Object: multiple deaths in the docks region. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it, and quickly. Warning: according to recent reports, this vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but don't send rookies to investigate the case. If I'm correct, we've got a frenzied one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places first, like old houses, basements, sewers, or warehouses. Destroy the leech, brothers."
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Didn't work out well.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
So he's a
Blood
thirsty boy.
And empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
Move on.
There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Very well then. Whoop! Hunter. Can I sneak in this game? Maybe he would just sit there if there was an explosion. Maybe he would just sit there if there was an explosion, too? Maybe. What the hell is this? I wonder. Okay. Out of combat, silently behind enemy. Gotcha. I'll have some of that blood, sir. Not that I needed it. Sometimes I just like a little drinky.
It's locked.
Bamf.
I cannot enter.
I'm cold. There's nothing here. Let's head back to a warm fire.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours. You never know how cold to be on the hang.
Over there!
Hello, mate.
There's one of them.
Shut your mouth. Oh, hey.
Fair enough,
Money.
but why do they hide where it's so damn cold?
Enemy card. Press L3 to spot enemies around and display their enemy cards. Okay. Some enemies are more resistant to certain types of damage. There are 4 types of resistance. Physical, melee, and range. Powers, blood, and shadow. Orange indicates a medium resistance. Red indicates a high resistance. Okay, so this guy is good against projectile damage, but he's alright against getting up in his face and cutting him. He's going to have a real hard time with arrows made of blood. I suspect. Who else is about? I didn't mean to lock on this guy. Oh, yeah, he really is quite resistant to that, isn't he? Now tell me, do you like blood arrows? Alright, so I found a heavy, basically. That's what this guy is. And ranged weapons. Equip and press triangle to use your ranged weapons and inflict both standard damage and stun damage. Be aware that ammo is limited. Yeah, I don't really need that. I seem to be... Yeah, it is a nice machete, isn't it? I've also got a wooden stake for stabbing people. Shame if they turned that around on me, though, huh?
That's this nest of them cleaned out. Look at it!
You know, you don't have to resort to insults. Oh, you can shoot through shelves, can you? You know, dead bodies still have blood in them. You'd think that I'd be able to pick up some of that. But I guess not. Wow, they've killed out quite a few vampires in here. I'm not gonna lie. Give them some credit. God. That's fucking brutal. People said the combat in this game was a little janky. Ooh, ranged weapon. A sawn-off shotgun, mostly used as a short-range defensive weapon. You can't argue with you there. Good, remarkable, and perfect. Huh. I wonder, am I off? It looks like there's a lot of possible offhand weapons. That could theoretically be very good for your friend Pat. Because I tend to be a melee kind of guy. Rats are often located near hideouts. Using senses will help you locate them more easily. Gloriously brutal, although it would be unrefined combat as he's literally just started having to attack people. Yeah, well, I'm willing to suspend disbelief to some extent and just say that, like, maybe it's his instincts taking over. Maybe he has a, you know, as a vampire, perhaps he has a preternatural ability for killing. Maybe it's just a part of who and what he is. Also, it did absolutely show me in combat before.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Jesus, yeah, and they like...
We shall overcome this. We've done it before. No, I had a drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop. Just a sip, I promise. You are my dearest friend. You're my last and dearest friend.
William, what's become of you? Oh. Use its special ability. The scythe, for instance, could be used to parry an incoming attack, inflicting heavy stun damage if timed correctly. Well, let's equip a scythe. How do I equip it? No, I would very much like to equip the scythe, please.
Please, let go of me.
Hello? Oh, okay. Maybe this is it. Ah, there we go. Yes. Now I have that. Okay.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
How many people have you watched your friend kill?
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Perhaps I ought not to have run myself out of stamina like that. Ow. Probably learn how to use the dodge button, huh? Wow, okay. Yeah, William is a very hungry vampire boy. There's no getting around that. Dare I say he's a thirsty boy. You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. I don't know, is the scythe was the best choice for this guy. Make a hit song with that title. Oh, William is a very hungry vampire boy. I was going folksy on it, but you guys can go dark wave electronica if you want to. I prefer my method, but you know. Okay, it appears that we're back. It looks as though... Oh, it's not just your internet, folks. It's my internet. Mine likes to cut out fairly frequently. I'm going to have to call our friends at Verizon out to fix that problem. Because we're paying quite a bit for gigabit Ethernet, and I shan't be paying it if they shan't be providing it. No, I genuinely don't think this one's their fault. I think it's my router. My little jury-rigged solution is a bit awkwardly cobbled together. But somebody please do tell me if you're actually seeing this and hearing this right now. Because I've literally no way of knowing. You guys, anybody at all? Still? Okay, well thank Christ for that. It's very, very annoying. Oh. Go back to this little save area. That guy's T-posing over there. That does appear to be a man just...
It's locked, all right.
Just posing for me over there. That's interesting. Really? Just started me right next to a whole group of them, huh?
As one, we shall overcome this. We've done it before. No. I had a drink outside tonight already and it did not quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God, not again. William, please
This
stop.
creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Alright, boss. I'm gonna have a drink from you. How about that? Gonna need to heal it. Oh god, my stamina is an absolute joke. There we go. Used bludgeon. How you doing, boss?
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lot.
I had to refresh and now I'm being punished by Chris Rock shouting at me from a golf course. Fantastic. Listen, I'm sorry that you had to refresh. My internet just disconnected. Just completely crapped out. Thankfully, my stream did not go down. It just put itself into, like, hang on a second mode. And then when my internet kicked back on, it came back. But I kind of was stuck sitting there for a few. So I'm sorry about that. I'm annoyed with everything that's happening right now. And I love you all. Please stay with me. Stay with me as well as this priest stayed with William.
Soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Hello.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait.
Good. We're going to have our
from the bar.
fun little terminology.
Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
And there she goes.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
And you were here
Good
just in
fellows, I've come
time.
to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the
interesting
evil
fellow.
man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a
You
place
look
to
like
rest.
Dick.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Yeah, crime scene investigator. Well, we could do that, but since we're talking about a terrible thirst, I thought we might have ourselves a little break and go ahead and have a look at some sort of fancy beer. That's right, it's time for Is It Worth It? The game where I play Is It Worth Drinking This Beer and slightly inhibiting my neural medication for the flavor, for the enjoyment? Or is it simply something that I should dump out because it's garbage? And that's what we're doing. So hang tight. Now I have I have two beers. I have two beers to choose from. So the question now is, should I try? Oh, and they're two very, very different animals. I have here a bottle of New Belgium. Boy, oh boy. This is Liquid Paradise India Pale Ale, and I do enjoy a New Belgium. They haven't done one wrong so far, and that the last one we tried was the New Belgium Atomic Pumpkin, which was goddamn-tastic. Dare I say, better than the offering from Dogfish Head this year, which is tough because normally their brew is the finest in the pumpkin brewing world out there. Let's see here. Or would we like to try this North Coast Brewing Co. Old Rasputin, which is a very different animal. The Old Rasputin is I believe an Imperial Stout. Yes, a Russian Imperial Stout, and is probably going to be about as powerful as old Rasputin himself. So I will leave the call to the room. But please, choose quickly, as like poor William, I too am most parched. I will slake my thirst this eve on whatever beer you recommend. This is fun, isn't it? We have fun. New Belgium, I shade this as I used to drink their 1554 black ale like water. I've had Old Rasputin. It's fantastic, but Imperial Stouts are my favorite type. So, okay, so you're a big Imperial Stout fan. All right. Anybody else care to vote? Or should I go with Old Rasputin here? All right, we're going with Laura clinches it with the Old Rasputin. Frankly, it is a fabulous label. If for no other reason than that, I'll drink it. And then, of course, it fits with the dark theme of the stream tonight. Because, of course, it's time for Spookums. So, Old Rasputin, down the hatch. Damn, boy. Damn, boy, that's a thick-ass boy! That's a thick beer right there. That is like, One nice thing about it, it's not barrel aged, which is super hard to find these days, and which is not my favorite fat. Some of the bourbon barrel aged things that I've had are quite good, though. No. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Old Rasputin here because, first of all, one of my main complaints with Imperial Stouts is that they are quite frequently too heavy on the coffee flavoring. I like a hint of the coffee flavoring, but I don't want to be beaten in the face with a bag of coffee beans, and I'm not right now. What I'm being beaten in the face with is the darkness and the hint of the malt. I bet you if I poured this into a glass, it would have a hell of a head on it. It's coffee, but it's not too coffee. But afterwards, you need to do a drunken advertisement for it, like Orson Welles and Palmas. Old Rasputin. A fine Russian Imperial Stout sensibly priced at $1 a jug. Now for a bit of magic. I shall make this jug disappear. No, I'm not chugging it. That's rich, chocolatey. It is. Remember Big Luscious from last week? It's got that same thick, not syrupy, but almost. It's like I'm drinking hot cocoa, except that it's cold beer. Don't know how to explain that. Don't know how to quantify that until you've actually put it in your mouth. So go ahead, kids, put it in your mouth, because is it worth it? Yes, it is. This is a fine beverage right here. I confess, I have actually tasted it before. Our good friend Oblivion Toad and I went up to World of Beer on the 3rd floor of our terrible mall where we work. And I got myself an Orkney Skull Splitter for a bottle of which I would, at this point, almost kill. Because I'm the taste of Orkney Skull Splitter I miss so much. But what are you gonna do? Either way, he had a big old glass of the Old Rasputin, and he let me try some, and it was damn good at a sip, and I think it's damn good in a bottle. I reckon I'll take that whole thing down. That's mighty fine. Let's go ahead and hop back on over to the game here. Well, I suppose I should do a little bit more Orson Welles than that. So the key to the first Orson Welles review is you have to be looking at the bottle, but you have to be looking past the bottle. And you have to burp, but you have to... And then you have to look blankly at the cameraman and go, he doesn't do anything? And then they go, stop. Actually, Orson, cut. No, what you're supposed to do. And then boop. And then it's in. The French. Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There's a California champagne known for that same excellence, and like the best champagnes, it's vintage stated and fermented in the bottle. And then the people behind you have to look incredibly uncomfortable, but I don't have anybody else available to be my stand-in at the moment, so you're going to have to just kind of roll with me on this one. And then by the time you get to the third take, you go like, the French. like you're trying to convince them that you actually are awake when you're half asleep because you're drunk. And that is the secret to doing a proper Orson Welles. God bless that man. I know he had an alcohol problem. I know he was an insufferable prick. But he was actually a fucking genius. He made some outrageously good stuff. And okay, so he shilled a little bit in his later days. What are you gonna do? Fuck, I would. You know how hard I'm trying to get a Wegmans sponsorship in here just so that I can get free seltzer water. In a minute. Boop. Hey, Wegmans, give me some fucking free seltzer. Alright, let's investigate this corpse.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire?
Well, given the fact that he had, like, horns and shit growing off of him,
the blood.
It looks like he's got thorns growing out of him. Like spikes coming out of his head and his arms. That's more than a rash. That's like full-blown body horror right there. At dawn, we row. Is the mic too loud? Am I peaking? I do my best. What exactly is the purpose of that wheel? How is that working? Oh, is that full speed ahead, full back? What are you doing with that wheel?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital.
How are we turning?
They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was...
This boat is a sham.
What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
My immersion has been completely destroyed.
The woman? What? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy.
Don't we all?
Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Frankly, she kind of looks like shit.
Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed, marvelous.
Also, I need to install a lock on the toilet door.
I attended 3 of these
Oh
seminars
man,
before the war.
that
I have
blows.
the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Okay, so did you, Nye Guy? Were you not here for the review of Old Rasputin? I drank a beer called Old Rasputin, for Christ's sake. It's the most fantastic logo of any beer bottle. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but I will drink it for 200 solv. I shall drink it. I'm baffled.
Then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
I do like this Dr. Edgar
It seems I have little choice,
Swansea.
but
He
yours
seems
is
like
a
a nice
generous
man.
offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Watson to my Holmes, eh? Or perhaps the other way around. Seems to me that this man knows more than he's letting on. Yes, it is very good. It's an imperial stout. It's very malty, very rich, chocolatey, a bit coffee. There's some brown sugar in there, just a touch. There's a bitterness too, but not overwhelming. It's like a good
Dr.
dark
Swansea,
chocolate.
Thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
I wish I were getting out on the water again.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy.
Sexually.
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
What is her accent supposed to be? I'm confused. Although I do love my
Pembroke,
jacket.
It's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Lot of handshaking going on there. Just, welcome fucking aboard, you beautiful bastard. Yeah, her accent is not. I'm sorry. Did you just say for definite? What? Speaking of weird accents, that's an odd choice in for definite.
We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
Fair enough. He's not looking so good. Should I hop back on the boat? What am I doing here?
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that!
Who can do what?
Nah, it's my turn!
Are you having a fucking knife fight?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
No, I shan't drink at this river. You shall fuck off. Are you alright?
Come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
You should be more polite.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
The blood quality indicates how much XP you will obtain from a particular citizen. The higher blood quality, the more XP you'll get. Yeah, I don't really want to eat him, thanks. To drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them, then lead them out of sight from others. Your mesmerize level must be equal or higher. I don't really want to mesmerize him at all.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No. Actually, I think I'll just bring him over to where my friends are and say, hey, this fella's not doing so good. He's been stabbed, actually. And he could probably use a hand. Because I'm not evil. And you can't make me. That'll do. Oh, for Christ's sake, is there really no way to avoid killing this guy? They've seen me with him now. They'll know what's up. It seems that way. This may be like a tutorial of how to do it later. I'm told you can do a no preying on people playthrough. That's what I'm told, but release. The game is just frozen. There we go. Hey.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
There we go. You look quite fucked up there, mate. Would you like to go to the hospital? No? I just took him into a dark room in a hole in an alley and...
Did I black out?
Yeah, you did.
What? What happened? Whoa, I feel giddy.
Well,
Did I black out?
that's what blood loss will do to you. Mind if I rummage through your shit? Tiny common handle part.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
Yeah, that's a cute thought there, buddy, but I'll stick to chewing on those folks what shoot at me. How's that sound to you? Hey, I saw you down the
Where
way.
have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse.
What
can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
The office has been prepared. I have a few questions. I genuinely can't get a beat on her accent.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Who is how is Mr. Hampston?
And Mr.
Hampston?
The patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
A sedative? After that much blood loss? Doesn't seem wise.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
I'd ask about Dr. Swansea, but I feel like that would arouse suspicion. Oi!
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future.
Must have been absolutely amazing to be alive at this time.
And blood transfusion specialist.
Becoming a surgeon and a blood transfusion specialist in a time when literally nobody was thinking of such things. That would be wild. Just saw you banned a guy 2 hours ago. Nice job. Yes. Well, I noticed he'd followed me, and I know him personally, and I want him out of my life. So I've blocked him and banned him, and I hope to God I never have to hear from him again. He's been a problematic influence for some time. He also has a nasty habit of internet stalking individuals with whom he does not agree. I know somebody who underwent that treatment from him for a while. Yeah, well, we'll see. Tell me about the staff.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time.
Honestly, I just barely noticed him. He slid completely under the radar, but that is how he do. I completely forgot. As a general rule, whenever I log into any form of social media, I actually look this guy up and then block him. That's how toxic his influence is. So I when I joined Instagram, looked him up. Multiple accounts. 3, actually. On Facebook, on Twitter. 2 accounts on Twitter. I would not be surprised if he has an additional profile on here. But that's neither here nor there. I've looked. And I've deleted. So we're hoping that that is all there is to it. But I suppose we'll see. Yeah.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
I'm actually typing something into the Discord right now just so that you can keep... because again, I'm not going to publicly trash talk this individual. I'm not going to give his name out here. I'm just going to say that any permutations of his first or last name appearing in either Discord or here on the channel are not okay. So if you see them, do let me know.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse
God,
I've ever worked
a fantastic. It just
clever
disappeared.
and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Well, that's saying something.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
People are more important.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Fair.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Take care, Dr. Tibbets. I like you. You seem like a good man.
Good evening, nurse.
Ha!
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth
Well, he's quick, isn't he?
Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
He's not wrong. I once had a guy make 14 accounts to try and annoy me. It got more fun banning him each time. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing is that some people thrive on engagement, and I don't engage. I just press the button, and then it's done with. I don't really have a vested interest in trying to prove a point with people who I know don't have a point. They're just trying to be contrarians, or they're just trying to upset you. That's the whole thing about the political climate right now, is there's this huge thing about like owning the libs. You're not really owning us, you're just being an asshole. And we're trying to take care of people. And you're laughing about that. That doesn't prove that you've won anything, it just proves you're a dick. So I don't really have, there's no point in engaging with somebody like that. If somebody wants to have an actual discussion about things, if somebody wants to try to have a conversation, I can respect that, and I'll absolutely engage that. But if it's somebody who's just there trying to toy with you or make you a part of their fun game, I'm not going to gratify them by being involved in any of that. It's an easy button to push. And you know, if you have somebody in your actual life who's interacting on that level, well then you can, you know, give them one of these. But when it comes to internet strangers, fuck, that block and that report button are like super easy to click on. God, if it were only that simple in real life. Personal questions. Tippets praises you.
Why does Dr. Tippets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Why was that like an interrogation?
Just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Wow, all I said was Tippets praises you. I didn't mean to get all like fucking... Bah! Bitch! bitch, why does he think you're so fantastic? You know he just wants to get into your... I don't know what that was about. That was creepy.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippets. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Fair enough. Speak up, woman!
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Very well then. Glad to hear it.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Seems it would be.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Nothing wrong with poetry.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Well, I hope to God that you don't, Miss Brannigan. Because as far as I can tell, you're fantastic.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Oi!
Good evening, Dr. Tippets.
Oh, it's you again.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Well, I wasn't expecting to talk to you, but I was going to tell you that that nurse wants you to take care of yourself.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets. No, I'm not going to say anything about you being exhausted. It's just going to make me seem like, you're old.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A Blackman?
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed.
An old London
I'm Milton
town.
Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Listen, he says, don't judge me and I won't judge you. You've already been judged and I've judged you. Fabulous. I love this character. Milton Hooks is where it's at. Let's see here. Attention seekers stop seeking attention from you when they're not getting that attention, usually. Yeah, 100%. That's why I was so surprised. I haven't talked to this individual in well over a year, so I was a bit surprised to see them follow me on the Twitch. But, yeah, you know how it is. As I said, not a concern. Banned, gone, moved on. And hopefully we won't have to deal with any of that. Because I really don't need any of that. I'd much rather focus on the positive things in my life. You know, I've got fun little show here that I do. I enjoy playing my games. Guys, I saved this game for you. I didn't play it at home. Because I'm over at Indigo's place. I have it installed over there, but I was like, no, you know what? And I thought better of it, and I waited for the show because I wanted this to be for you. I wanted to have like a fun. This is a fun thing we do here. So I don't want to focus on somebody being a dick, and creeping on my social media profiles. I want to focus on the fun stuff. I really I really think this is something special. Especially like the night we did the pumpkin carving, and yeah, it's just good fun with good friends from all over the place. So I am determined to stay positive and upbeat. There's enough negative things going on right now with coronavirus and fascism taking root in my homeland, you know, all of that stuff. So I just am very quite happy to be doing this. It's why I make time for it 3 days a week. Why I continue to make time for it 3 days a week, and you know, I miss some, but there's usually a good reason for that. You know, it's my anniversary. I get to have a night with the little lady. You know, yeah, that's what I want. I want good vibes, good vampire vibes, good spooky vibes. Your life in London. Tell me about it. How's it going?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
I just want to hug this guy.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done.
Has Milton got a minigun? I'll ask. How's the toilets?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Well, that doesn't really tell me anything about the sanitary situation. I mean, how are the bogs? Are they alright then?
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Yeah, it seems like maybe that dude might have been some kind of vampire. I don't know. How's the whole weapons smuggling thing working?
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
I'm gonna find out if he has a minigun for you.
I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep
so
people
they
alive
can
your
defend
own way,
themselves.
Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
I can't help but love him. I can't help but love him. I'm a pacifist and I'm pro gun control, but I love Milton Hooks. Fabulous.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
These days, you're not wrong. Milton's shotgun, not bad. Common handle part. Can I sell shit to you? No. Aluminum powder. Wait. A small amount of aluminum powder that probably comes from a factory can be used as filler metal for welding. Shard of aluminum that probably comes from a shipyard can be used as filler metal for welding. Grease. Sell. What have I got? You want some drugs, yeah? Would you like to buy a pocket watch? So that can be recycled into components. Alright, never mind it. It's been fun talking to you, man. I really enjoyed your company.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
What a lovely set of old buildings. Alright, listen, not everything's perfect. Yeah, the chair on the desk, the bottles on the floor, the obvious stains of blood and human effluence, that's fine. I'm fine with all of that. Are you the same doctor
Good evening,
again?
Sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about...
Dr. Ackroyd!
I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Prink. God, there's so many of them.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Good. Tell me about yourself.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Tell me about your experiments. I'm curious.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Well done. Well done.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll be pleased to help.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
You want to know what's fucked up? We didn't learn a goddamn thing about the Spanish flu. I do not remember anything from school talking about the Spanish flu. We talked about the war. Don't remember very much about the fucking flu. Fucked up. Welding would mean it would create sparks under pressure, right? So he must have ingredients for Dragon's Breath shotgun rounds. I don't... Listen. We're dealing with explosive compounds, and we absolutely have vampires to deal with. Now, what's better than fire to deal with vampires? Although, thus far, I haven't fought any vampires. I fought a ghoul. And I fought... What, medical checkup?
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Very well then. Personal questions about your blood transfusion technique.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
That was interesting. He sounded like a zombie for a second when I asked him that question. It's almost like I was using my vampiric hypnotism powers to get all up in his brain. Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because it was embarrassing?
Proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
I see. Very well.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Nice chatting with you.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Harvey, what's your deal?
Sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
What's the matter with your arm?
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Fair enough.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed. so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Why do you feel guilty about your injury?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Wow.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Jesus Christ.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
That's a bad time.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
And how are they faring?
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
R2, press for details. Medical checkup.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Goodbye.
All right, well, I'll
Fiddick.
piss
I'll
off
see
then.
You later.
It was nice chatting with you, Mr. Fiddick.
Like a book.
Hey, I have a reflection. That's good. Hospital full. Due to the influenza, this hospital can no longer take any patients. Hospital full. Please go back home. Oh, that's a bummer. Hey, trash! Screws! And a lead stick? How do you have a lead stick? It's a lead pipe, isn't it? Do not cough in public, you fuck! Cover your face! Alright, what the fuck am I doing here? Oh boy. Let's have a look at these dead bodies. Dear love, I finally found the missing money from the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now except getting better, for I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbours if they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first, and I realise now that the important thing is that you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard. Despite the bad behaviour of this Milton Hooks, I promise that everything is okay now. I'll see you in a clean bed as soon as possible. With fondest love, Nikolai. I had money in his pocket. Fantastic, I just robbed a corpse. At a hospital. Just robbed a corpse at a hospital. Oi, what's your deal?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir.
Ah, he's
Especially
Indian.
when he was supposedly dead. A colleague? Are you a doctor too? Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Well, yeah. I gotta
Goodbye,
go.
Mr. Chidana.
Too much going on here. Too much new information.
I cannot enter.
Entirely too much new information. I feel like this is the central... Well, okay. Alright, I got the Y is telling me to go 6 meters to the right. So, alright, I gotta go out. Is this... Oh, I see. Okay, so they haven't got a decent above or below... Oh, they do. There is. There's an up. There's an up arrow. Okay, so it's saying 6 meters up. So I'm gonna go upstairs. And then we'll go this way. They already put up a nameplate for me. It was like a guy hired me 7 weeks
away
ago.
From prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
How delightful. What a fun jape. What's this? To analyze. Blood sample. Analysis completed. Light regeneration serum. Regenerate 300 health points instantly, then 150... What? I turned his blood into fucking regeneration cell? Oh. No, I just learned how to make it. Okay.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on... The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
It's a rare article on Ekans. It is a rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years, while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekon, as they prefer to call themselves. Oh, do they? Supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I have seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished, just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization. It is only a supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I almost noticed some such speed seems to exhaust them, and that they are bound to physical limitations. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can display is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary widely from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function and to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. Even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around. What the fuck? I didn't hit the pause button. All around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, on a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that, in some cases, he can even sense disease, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications it almost beggars belief. I didn't even think about that. A lot of healthy people in this hospital. Not seeing too. What's this? An unknown, a blood quality unknown. Interesting. Interesting. Fascinating, really, really. Oh, what's this? A note. Dear Jonathan, I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the second floor. Please forgive the austere decoration, but Pembroke Hospital is not exactly the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I'm just a mere mortal, after all. Fucking writing this on a note and then leaving it on my wall? It's like, there are vampires and vampire hunts going on. Just writing that would incriminate me. Come on, man. I also gave orders to let you rest, and for the staff to never enter your room, which would just arouse further suspicion. You will be able to sleep all day without being disturbed, and work at night without raising any suspicion. I'm afraid the place is quite messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments here at your own pace. You'll also notice there's an open window with a scaffolding that will allow you to enter or exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this must all be for you. Believe me, I've studied enough of your species. Well, that's just a flat-out admission right there. That's just not even like an implication. That's just, you're another species from me. To understand what you must now be facing and feeling. Be assured, I'll do whatever I can to help you in this ordeal. Know that you're not completely alone facing it. I'm glad I met you. These dark times we're all presently facing. I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall talk soon. Yours sincerely, Edgar Griffith Swansea. P.S. I left a copy of some of my notes concerning what I have discovered about Echon in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need some guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. Creepy. I suddenly have discovered myself in great need of a piss. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back. Ah, thank God! The laundry was ready to change. That's very good news for me. So I've done my exploring. I could go have a look around in Dr. Tippett's, Dr. Strickland, Dr. Ackroyd.
It's locked.
I could have a look around the hospital, but I'm not bloody going to. Because this is my clear objective. I have a lot of experience points. Could get better at autophagy. Hard biting, 100% damage. I actually don't want that. Increase your life regeneration when using bite in combat. See, that I could use. Big thirst. Increase your blood absorption when using bite in combat. That's a good thing. Blood capacity. Good thing. Physical prowess. Oh, good. Thank God. Okay. Yes. 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 Let's increase my stamina. Good. 300. I can afford it. Okay. Good. Alright. So, wait. Did I get it? Level 2? Why would that be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I'd like to increase the amount of blood that I drain. Because it seems like that would be extraordinarily useful. And then it seems like getting better at my old blood spear. What is this? Blood spear. You concentrate to create 3 small blood spears, which can hit all enemies facing you. You throw a large blood spear, which can pass through enemies in front of you. This massive projectile will deal greater damage than before. See, that's interesting. Ritual damage is reduced. Yeah, see, I would much rather have, like, 1 big spear of blood than... So, oh, but I can't unlock that. Fair enough. Coagulation. Tactical. Shadow Veil. 5 stamina used per second when walking. 2.5 stamina used per second when standing still. Drain your stamina to fade into the shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in this state will drain more stamina. Spring. You perform a supernatural move to the target and cause damage upon landing. That's my kind of shit. Let's see here. Feat to increase the impact on your target. If your target is already stunned, you embrace them automatically. Concentrate your blood and finish on damage around you. See, I would rather do that than this, but that's neither here nor there. You perform a supernatural move to your target and cause damage upon landing. That's the kind of shit that I want. So I'll get that. Good. No, I don't want to lose my modifications. Confirm. There we go. Okay, cool. So, the following night...
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Well, I'll need to go sate said flirst on,
Swansea asked me to collect you, Dr. Reed. Hurry up.
Okie dokie. What do you need?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
But there doesn't appear to be.
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the
Fat
old
chance.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
I better haul ass. You mean this busted ass gross shithole over here? Oh, no. That's definitely not it. No? Cavendish Scotch and whiskey, huh? Alright, well that's clearly not the morgue at all. So that was silly of me to go there. I was pretty sure that the morgue was just this gross shithole here.
I cannot enter.
The locked door at the end of a long alley behind the... I mean, that's literally where we're keeping the dead bodies, guys. Come on. But I guess we'll go further down the alley? My stamina has been spent.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Alright, well, here's the thing. I don't actually want to use this weapon at all. So let's go ahead and go with this used machete. No, we'll use a wooden stick reinforced with a metal edge destined to crush skulls and bones. Alright, we'll use that. And then in the offhand, we'll use the stake. As far as serums go, I haven't any, so... Hello there, folks. How's it going? I need your blood, mate. And plenty of it. And I mean like a fair bit more of it than that. Oh, there's two of you. Alright, great. I was not expecting that. Boy, oh boy. Oh, fuck me. Damn it. Don't attack during that move. That's a bad time. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Because of this little wanker. I piss off. Wow, 3 of those guys is a surprisingly difficult fight. Watery, sturdy blood sample. Interesting. There's that. Yeah, same thing on all of you, huh? Okay. Trash! There are more of you back here. Yeah, there are. Delicious. Okay, I think I've got the combat mechanics down a little bit better now. I also like this weapon better. Blunt trauma has always been kind of my thing. Lamps. Hi. Howie. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I seriously thought that this was... Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal.
That's true. I will never forget that night.
If I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Are you now?
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
I like her. She's fun.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
You're not wrong
The
about
staff
that.
here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
She's fun.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel.
Hey, Lenny Mosa, how you doing, man?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last
Oh, you played it?
of blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I am, well, I'm new to this, and I do not know what's wrong with your arm. What's wrong with the arm?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad, petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Oh, you can read that later in Discord. Guy and Laura's helped me out. Oh, okay. Glad to hear that.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I really do think she's something special.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Alright, well, I came in here by accident, and I don't want to be here, so I'm going to go back out. I'm going to go to the morgue. It's going to be fun. So don't go to the gym ever. It only damages. Yeah. It's swollen 5 days after a workout and getting work. Jesus. Well, go to a goddamn doctor, you European with free healthcare, you. Aren't you in Norway right now as we speak? Alright, this should get interesting. Because there were ghouls outside the morgue. I suspect there are more inside the morgue. We'll find out, though. Yeah, I'm going to the ER tomorrow. The forearm is crazy. Hand is like a baseball compared to the right one. That's... yeah, that's fucking terrifying. Yeah, that's some scary shit right there. I hope you get it dealt with. I had a boxer's fracture when I was a kid, and it really hurt. Bone pain is the worst pain. Bone pain is genuinely excruciating. Alright, so we need supplies. Glass files and... Imagine this. A whole building being almost entirely unused. What is that?
It's locked.
Well, of course it is. Hello there. How are you, you disgusting corpse-feeding fuck? Ah! Whiffed it.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop.
Must be the same strain.
This sickness moves faster than influenza.
I am using a combination of tactics. I'm being rather nasty to my enemies and very nice to my friends. Which is not all that dissimilar to the way I act in real life.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
I'm very early in the game. Ah! I hate that one. clubbing things to death. So as far as I know, I haven't done anything like evil yet because I'm trying not to feed on people. I'm getting more than enough food out of my enemies, so I don't see any reason to make a big deal out of killing innocent people. But my brother tells me that I'm pretty much going to have to do all of the side quests in order to level to a point where I can actually, like, beat the game. And I guess that's just how it's going to be. Ah! A skeleton!
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Interesting. I don't know what iron... hello. It's a handy little ability you have there. Teleporting. I'd say I was up against a... Aw, man, I went outside. I didn't realize... I didn't think that was gonna, like, load and unload everything. That's weird. Problematic, even. Certainly slowed things down a little, didn't it? When you played through, were you, bad vampire? Oh, music just crapped out. Drank all of their blood? You just started drinking just randos, everybody you could? And you said almost moved to Malmo? What time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, a long time ago. I work for a certain technology company that everybody knows the name of. And that we don't... I don't want this channel to be associated with all of that. But I tend to be very quiet about my employers because, again, this is my space. I'm not trying to get fame off of them, and I'm not trying to associate whatever wacky actions I have here with the company that I work for. So it's one of those things that I've just always had kind of a strong divide between them and me. Not out of bitterness. Very happy with my employer. Have been for years. Just respectfully distant. And they have stores in other countries where I attempted to work. And if they were to open a new store in a new country that they weren't previously open in, then they would sponsor visas for employees transferring to that store. But if they already have stores in that country, then they don't do that.
From corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
So I was in communication with a store in Malmo, and it turned out that that I couldn't transfer there. So I was bummed. I would have had to have quit my job and then apply in Malmo after moving there. And that was not a viable means of obtaining employment for me. I wanted a job waiting for me in my new land. Damn it. Damn it! I hate that attack. I'll have that blood if you please. Fake marry a Norwegian girl and get a Norwegian visa then? Yeah, well, I thought about that one too. But you know, then I met Indigo, and the only reason I would go to, well, there are several reasons why I'd go to Norway, but Indigo would have to come with me. And I don't know if she really wants to just jump ship on America. So I suppose depending on how things go over the next several months, we'll see. And then we may need to strongly consider escape. Ooh! A Liston knife. Just acquired a new type of offhand weapon. Equip and press... Oh! Well, that's interesting. A Liston knife. Indigo is back. Hey, I'm back from a nap. I'm hurting. Oh, man. Is the tooth really bugging you?
It's locked, all right.
I don't like that. That makes me so nervous. Dental implants loosening in their sockets is just not what you want at all. I don't really understand. Oh, okay. A Liston knife. Interesting. Bathe it in whiskey. Are you mad, ma'am? That would hurt so bad. It seems to me as though that would hurt quite a bit. Like with a cotton swab? No, I don't care. Just whiskey in general. It would be... That's a spicy meatball. Hello. Hey, how's it going? This guy's weird. It's like there's two of them. I don't want to be locked on this guy. Stop taking my blood, asshole. Or I'll take yours. Sorry, respond to things in a minute. Just... You like that? You like getting beaten to shit with a club? Shit. Ow. I don't like you very much at all, sir.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Indeed, it is. Okay. My advice will be to get a nice cup of honey lemon tea. It solves most things. Lanimoso! Coming through with the surprisingly non-alcohol based remedies. I'm impressed. Pain at first removes pain afterward. I mean, you're not wrong. What the fuck? That was awkward. A watery, thin blood sample.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Indeed. Why did it look like the target was moving? What is this? Oh, there's still enemies here. Do you think this is wise, boy? I do like this knife. Find the lost wallet in the garden. There's more of them. The whole place is lousy with the damn things. Okay, getting fucked up by two of these assholes is... There wasn't really a way for me to get away from that situation. I was just gonna backed into a corner. That sucked. You have been defeated. If you're not strong enough, remember that the blood of citizens is the fastest way to evolve. They do keep on continuously reminding you, like, drink blood. You're like, I don't want to drink blood. I don't want to drink anything from the citizens because I don't drink blood, but I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't see any reason why I should have to kill somebody. Drink blood! I mean, I could just leave. Ah, fuck that up. Shit, two of them. Sumptuous. Like a buffet. Just keep clubbing even after they're dead. Ah, sodium hypochlorite solution. Excellent. Excellent. It's good for what ails you. Oh, now the only problem is getting the fuck out of here. There we go. Slowly fading. It's an interesting game. It has some fun mechanics, and my god. Oh, that's going to hurt. So speaking of blood, I've just made a chilling discovery. Babe, you know how there was that, on the top of my foot from scratching, there was kind of that raw spot? And you put some alcohol on it, and then you put some bacitracin on there. Well, I put a sock on afterwards, and, it kind of bled, and then scabbed up into the sock. So if I take this sock off, then it's just gonna rip the whole scab off the top of my foot. I have to tell you, I'm not really thrilled about this situation. But it does present me with a unique opportunity. Who wants to see me rip off a huge scab? Starting the bidding at 500 bits. I repeat, 500 bits, and I will rip off a scab on stream. And it's a biggin. It's a biggin, folks. So, like, the whole... Hang on. Let's see if you can see that. See that dark spot right there? That's the scab that has fused with my sock. So if you guys wanted to... You're watching a Vampyr stream. If you guys wanted to see... just some real blood on stream, I will peel this sock off right here with the camera facing it for 500 bits. Fused with the sock. How did you ever find a girlfriend? It's a good question. I had, you know, I'm an itchy fella, and I was scratching the top of my foot, and I guess I might have scratched it a little raw, is all. And so now I have put a sock on, and that blood has dried onto the sock. So, yeah, I'm pulling lightly on the sock right now. And I can feel it pulling the top of my foot with it. So I'm just saying, starting the bidding at 500 bits. Capitalism, baby. Oh, it's on there. No, I forgot to put a Band-Aid on it. I very definitely should have. I've learned that I should have put a Band-Aid on it. But here we are. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody's going to give me $5. Oh, boy. I know. You literally set the Band-Aid on the table next to me. I know. I was there as well. But I'm trying to get Lanimosa to part with his rubles here. Now, I think I can get this off of here without making me bleed too much. I think I just need to kind of work the edges a little bit. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth a little. No, I'm not for 100. No, 100. That's a dollar. That's $1 American. Do you have any idea what we've done to the dollar at this point? $5 to make me bleed. That's theft, is what that is. Soak the top of the sock. It's $2 for you. Listen, I don't know what to tell you other than it's maybe with your fantastic healthcare system. You live in Sweden, right? But you're visiting Norway at the moment. I feel like maybe you should try to find a job over there in Norway and get some of that sweet Norwegian krona. You know what I'm saying? Because the money over there. It may not be each krona may not be worth $1, but you certainly get paid a hell of a lot more of them. Trondheim is magnificent. Trondheim är mitt hem, långt från hem. It's my home, far away from my... Yeah, that's... I'm gonna have to fucking soak this sock to get it off of here. Alright, if nobody's paying for this shit, then I'm just going to go back to playing the game. You guys suck. I'm going to find the wallet in the garden. Where's this garden at? It doesn't look like a garden. Okay, a weird... oh, boy! Do I have one for you, because this is awesome. Alright. So here's the deal. And I'm taking the headphones off because it's just playing the same spooky music in my ears over and over again. It's kind of creeping me out. Okay. This is Indigo can tell you about this one because I woke up and told her all about it the next morning. But basically what happened was all of my weird dreams seem to involve camping trips, by the way. Not sure what that's about. But this time, instead of going on a camping trip with my family, I went on a camping trip with Indigo and my roommate Caitlin and her boyfriend Sebastian and their dog Daphne, who you've seen on the stream before. We all went on a nice trip, and I think Indigo's brother might have been there as well, but it's fuzzy. So we go to the camping trip, and again, nice place to camp, like a pretty house, all, you know, bare wood and everything, like old-fashioned camping kind of location. So it was very rustic and very nice and very, you know, my style. I was excited to be camping there. This is a twofer, because I'm going to tell you two parts of this dream that were weird, but it is technically the same dream, so you're getting the whole thing. The first part that was weird was I wanted to surprise everybody with breakfast. So I went into the kitchen before everybody else woke up, and I started trying to make pancakes. and the pancake operation was going perfectly okay, except for the fact that it involved several additional steps that pancakes don't involve at all. For one thing, if you wanted to... Okay, in real life, you take pancake batter and you pour it into the pan, and it forms a big... and then it cooks up and it fluffs and puffs. In the dream, there was an extra step, which involved pouring it into a circular mold to make it assume that shape, and then puff upward a little bit. Then you put it on to your griddle and cooked it. That was just the way that pancakes were made in the dream, because, you know, the dream world makes no sense and everything is crazy. All right. So for some reason, the dishes which were needed to warm the pancake batter and make it lock into its circular shape happened to be located directly under a sort of plastic enclosure that had the dog's dishes in it. So it was like a drawer that you pulled out from under the dog's dishes and then I put pancake batter into, and then closed the drawer, and you pressed a button and it kind of went ding when it was ready, like a toaster oven or something. So I pour the pancake batter in there, and then I noticed that the warming process is causing an expansion, which is making the top thing bow a little bit upward, which is causing the water in the dog's water dish to leak down the sides. And it became apparent to me that dog's dishwater that the dog had been drinking out of, like dog water, was leaking into my pancake mix while I was getting... dude, listen, I'll tell you this. I am not joking when I say that alcohol inhibits my psych meds. I am on psych meds, and they do make you have very vivid, realistic dreams. Completely nonsensical, wild dreams, but very vivid and realistic and believable dreams. So the dog water is pouring into my pancake batter, and I start making the pancakes before I've noticed this. So I start putting the pancakes onto the stove and cooking them. And I'm like, I want to see how these pancakes are coming out. So I just bite a pancake. I'm like, that's pretty good. These are pretty good. And so I start making a big stack of pancakes. That's when I notice that the dog water is going into the little dish. And I'm like, I wonder how many of these pancakes I've made with dog water in them, because it's getting worse. Every time I solidify these pancakes, the bowing is getting worse and more water is pouring down. So I go, well, I got to find out. So I take one of the freshly new cooked pancakes and take a bite out of it, and I'm like, I can't eat this, and I can't serve this to my friends. It doesn't taste like dog water, but I know, and I can't do that to people. Like, what if they got sick or something? So I'm like, all right, fine. I have to throw out all these pancakes. So my breakfast surprise was spoiled, but nobody had any idea that I was ever planning to cook them breakfast, so it wasn't so bad. That is the calmer, more normal part of my dream. The other part involves Indigo and one of her ex-boyfriends. I've never met any of Indigo's ex-boyfriends, and I don't really imagine that I ever will. But in this dream, she had been dating a guy who was in the Army or the Marines or something like that, and he'd been away on active duty. And so she hadn't exactly broken up with him. She just kind of dropped off contact with him. And when he came back, he seemed to think that they were still together, and she didn't exactly know how to tell him that they weren't together anymore. So she slept in a room with him, and I slept in a different room, and I was just another friend at the cabin. And it was very, very awkward. Especially because he began to suspect that I wasn't just a friend at the cabin. At which point, he attempted to murder her. So I heard a sound, and I went down to the basement, where I found her lying on the floor and him choking her to death. And I'm like, get the fuck off her. And he doesn't. So it seriously was like, he's this fucking Marine too. Like, this dude's jacked. And so he's like on her and like choking her. And I'm like, get the fuck off her. And he doesn't. So I try like kicking him. He does not even respond to a kick. So I'm like, and the closest thing at hand is a chair, like an old antique chair in the basement. So I hit him in the back. Like, I pick up the back of the chair and I hit him with the feet of the chair repeatedly in the back, which does nothing. I can feel this thing wobbling in my hands. It's not a particularly sturdy chair, so I guess that's maybe why it didn't inflict very much damage. But I was like, she's turning purple. She's not talking. She's like, and her eyes are bugging out of her head. And I'm like, that's my baby. I got to get this guy off of her, and nothing I'm doing is working. So I get down on him, and just based on like action movies that I've seen, not really knowing how to do this, and I hope to God I never actually do this, but I do that thing where you get your arms around somebody and you start twisting their head, and I feel he is pulling his head back into focus and still just choking her. Like I'm not bothering him. But I pull and I pull and I pull, and then finally, at the very end of it, and I just fucking snap this dude's neck, and he goes limp, and he's dead. He's a corpse. There's a corpse in our basement lying on my girlfriend, and she's gasping for air, and we're both freaking out, and I get her to, I stand her up, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm like, there's the fucking dead body in the basement. I just killed a man. I have to go turn myself into the police, because if we try to cover it up, then they're going to be like, this was murder. I need them to know this was not murder. This was rescue. This was me trying to save my girlfriend. So I am like, oh God. Okay, so where are the police from here? Do we move him, or we just leave him there? Because I don't want to tamper with evidence. And then it's at that point that Indigo pulls out her phone and begins scrolling through Facebook. And my friend Will mentions that he and his friends have got their truck pulled out onto the beach. They're going to have a campfire later, but right now they're playing volleyball. And she's like, oh, Will and his friends are going to be at the beach around 2. Do you think we can still make it? And I'm like, baby, I killed the man. You almost died, and I killed a man. We can't go play on the beach with Will. And she was like, yeah, you're right. That is not how she would respond to this situation in real life. I need you guys to understand that Indigo is a compassionate and intelligent human being. But in my dream, she just 100% was disappointed we weren't going to the beach after I murdered her Marine ex-boyfriend. And that is the weird-ass dream I had about 2 nights ago. So I hope you enjoyed your weird dream redemption, Lenny Moso. Well, there's only so many days left, It's getting cold out there, and it was a nice sunny one, so I don't really blame her. No, I needed to go to the police. So yeah, dog water and the pancakes, and then beach party distracting from possible murder trial. I do have some odd dreams. Once again, because I've gone through 2 sparkling waters and a beer over here, I have got to pee. But stick with it, kids, because I'll be back in just a few. my headphones on. It's time to play a couple games and stuff. Alright. Yep. What bloody time is it? It's about 7:30. I've got just a wee bit longer on this game. But I've got to find this bird's wallet. Oi, fuck you. These ghouls are awful. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. What were you chewing on? You're just like over a puddle over here? What's the matter with you? Weirdo. Oh, fuck me. 3 of you, huh? You'll pay for that. In blood. Well, that's just fine. I'll have that blood if you please. So where's this garden then? $87 meters, 82 meters, 74 meters, 63 meters. No, I don't count to that. No, I don't want to fucking go back in this place. No, Jesus Christ, no! Alright. I'm a bit annoyed at myself for that one. So, supposedly, there is a wallet on the ground in the quote-unquote garden near the morgue. Now, this is the morgue. I need to find the garden near the morgue where this person was chased by a vampire. In order to retrieve it for them. The problem is that I haven't found anything that what I would resemble what I would call a garden. Now, are we talking, is this in the British sense of the word, the garden, like somebody's yard or lawn? Are you talking about the lawn near the morgue? Because there's been some grass, like a bit, but I don't know as I would characterize what I've seen thus far as even a lawn or a yard, so much as it has been a tiny patch of grass between cobblestone. What I think they call an island. I've never called it that, but I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna go over... Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Yeah, it looks like a shitty yard. Box. Shotgun shells. Nice. Always a plus. Yeah, this is 100% like a garden. This is a garden. Baby, is this a garden? Hey, there it is. A wallet. A photography of a smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Milton and Pippa forever. A photography, huh? I mean a photograph. Alright, well then there we go. That was a damn good time. Yeah! I don't like it out here. It's spoopy out here. Oh man, that's great with the lanterns and everything. This is very Spookums atmosphere. I'm thrilled about this. Hello?
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Yes. We should investigate where the vampire hunters are hiding. I don't want to talk to you.
It's locked.
That's locked. Alright, I gotta go back upstairs to talk to Nursey. Or here you are.
Yes, Doctor?
I got the shit you need. Don't you ever rest?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
When do you sleep? Lack of sleep is dangerous.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
I believe I just told you it worked out poorly in the trenches as well, so...
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Fair enough.
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
I've got you.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Alright, well, I've explored the Merg. The Merg? I explored the Merg to quite some extent. Now it's time for me to go ahead and have a look upstairs to see if I can't work some of my magic, what with them chemicals and so forth. Oh boy. No, I don't want to go up there. I want to go to my study. There we go. Let's make some treatments. Wait. Serums treatments. I need treatment for fatigue. Cure a sick citizen during a dialogue. Sure. One of them. Treatment for anemia. I don't have the materials for that. To analyze. Water-rich blood sample. Sure. This formula is written on a piece of paper. Seems complex. It needs to be analyzed. Okay. What? Wow. Okay. Treatment for a cold. Treatment for bronchitis. Treatment for pneumonia. Well, we're gonna need a lot more drugs. That's for damn sure. A lot more drugs. The hell am I supposed to do? Bring the medicine to Dorothy Crane in the patient's room. Okay. Yeah. Doctor, we need those drugs stat. Excuse me, nurses. I'm making my rounds, and I'm a little behind. Hey, you need some drugs?
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Absolutely.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Fair enough. Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status. Okie dokie. Hey, boss.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Very well, then. Press R1 to check the medical status of the citizen.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Oh, I'll give you the medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Treatment for fatigue.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Well, that was fun.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
None, I'm afraid. Tell me about how your wife died again.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
What's this? Remember, Citizens' Blood will provide you a massive XP boost. Look for citizens of your mesmerized level or below and choose wisely.
As for me,
Alright, well, I suppose I'll go back out here and... Was it this guy that dropped his wallet?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Trying. Here's your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet. With all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Fair enough. What's the deal with you and Nurse Hawkins?
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
I agree. Why would that be damaging?
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Yeah, that, on the other hand, is deeply unethical. I don't care for that.
Goodbye, Milton.
let's go see our friend, Dr. Swansea. Dr. Swansea.
It's locked, all right.
It sure is.
Please, Jonathan.
You fucking weirdo! I come in here and you're holding a skull?
Is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
Quite.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
You've observed that twice, actually. This is not really a gift, dude.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I don't suppose there's much of a need for an apology.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please.
Oh?
Go on.
What do you need
The
killed?
Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Interesting. So you don't want me to go murder somebody. Very well then. Do you have a mind if I rummage through your things? As a scholar and exegete of ancestral writings, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and to use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires, and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals, based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For how many centuries did we consider that vampire was the vernacular term for what we had learned to call Echon? Until the day 4 explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Vulkots were a lupine type of vampire. We considered these creatures to be linked to the mythological werewolf. Now we know it's not true. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese Jiangxi or the Puchen of southern Chile? And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bat-shaped women sometimes seen flying around St. James' Church in Louth? What about the creature only identified as a disaster in some obscure testimonies, which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British econs as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we never can be too sure of what we could find. If only we could forget for a few minutes what we're supposed to already know. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Taltrey, Primate of St. Paul. What an interesting guy. Warning letter. Pembroke Hospital, 25th of October. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Thoreau Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arm, if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say it may be also sever his... What? It may also sever its functions for good? Well, that's the word severe. I guess maybe that's a colloquial spelling from the time. I'm not sure. Because that's definitely sever, not severe. But what are you going to do? Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years. But for now, he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you to forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. Very respectfully, Dr. Waverly Ackroyd. I love the lamp on the table. That's just like the one we have downstairs. I love that lamp. Well, I wanted to... I haven't even explored the 3rd floor yet. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I guess I can't. This is... already a very open world, a very interesting set of options. Oh, hello.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
And how are we this evening?
Good
Sweet
evening,
Lady
Dr.
of
Reed.
Mercy.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
And
You
you
seem
as well.
surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
It's nice to meet you.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must
Perhaps,
have
Senor?
countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Someone knows.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past
Perhaps
insufferable
not
weeks,
right next to
I've been the victim
this
of
old
extortion.
guy. Could we go
I've made a
someplace
first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must
slightly more
refuse his
private?
most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Interesting. Is it true?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Yes, I am.
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Such subtlety and double talk. Exactly what I would expect from a game set in industrial era Britain about a vampire. That's gonna do it for tonight, I reckon. But I hope you guys had fun. Now that we've got just so many questions to answer, so many mysteries left to solve. I'm sure I have. I'm sure now I've got you, and you'll want to come back and find out what happens next. To anybody else who is out there still in chat land, boy, what am I being texted right now? Oh yeah, nice. Okay, to anybody out there who's actually in chat, thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Love to see you guys in here, and I hope you thought this was a fun game. I'm rather captivated myself. So, especially on crappy Mondays. Well, Mondays ain't so bad when they're your Sundays. It's all a matter of perspective. But it was kind of a gross rainy day, and I did have to take Indigo into the dentist's office for, an immediate consultation about an emergency. So it hasn't been a perfect day, I would agree. But I got my laundry done. I got the dishes done. It's just all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. So, I'm going to call it a night. But I hope your Tuesday is better than your Monday. And I'll see you again on Wednesday night, when I'll be streaming again. So, and until next time, the old sign off. It's good night and good luck.